Hello guys, so in this video we are going to see this problem, delete duplicate folders in system. This is a hard level problem, so I'll try my best to explain this particular problem. So let's get started. So it is saying due to a bug, there are many duplicate folders in a file system and you are given a 2D array of paths where each of this array is an array representing the absolute part to the ith folder in the system. So what it means is, suppose you are given an subfolder. Here it is this particular row, suppose it is 1 2 3. So what it is means is it is generally means /1 /2 /3. So root, then 1, then 2, then inside this 2 folder there is a folder 3. So this is what generally means when it says path I. Okay, so what it is saying is if two folders are identical, if they contain the same non-empty, please keep in mind this word non-empty, set of identical subfolders underlying the subfolder structure. So if I draw this particular diagram, so it will be like this: slash the root directory, then A, then X, then Y, and then Z. Similarly, root, then B, then X, Y, and Z. Now you can see this particular subfolder structure is same as this particular subfolder structure. So what we can do is we can just remove this particular folder because they are identical. So what is remaining now? An empty folder. So that is what we have to return. But if suppose in place of this XYZ only, if W also comes, then these two subfolders are not equal. Okay, so in that case, we won't be able to remove those things. And this thing A and B won't be identical. So here you can see an example. A and B is here, C and B is here, DNA. So this B subfolder structure is common to both A and C. So we'll remove this A and C as a whole, and whatever remaining, that is D slash A slash D slash D slash A. So I have to return these two. Okay. So let's see how we are going to approach this problem. So let me tell you before and only, this might get might get a bit long. So I'll post it in two parts. In the first part, what I'll do is I'll explain these two things: creating the T and stretching the duplicates. And in the next part, I'll show you this removing the duplicates and getting the answer. Okay. See, for creating the how are we going to create this particular tree? So we are going to use this particular function, create structure, and then we'll use each node that we have that will create, and each node will have these three values: value, next, and directory structure. This next will tell what are other nodes that this particular node is pointing to. This value will store the points, and this directory structure will store what is the subfolder directory structure of that particular node. Okay, so let's see how we can how we create this. So this create structure will be called for each of these array that you can see here. Okay, so at first we'll create the root structure. Then suppose we are calling this for this A only. Okay, so for this what we'll do is we'll check whether this particular root node does have a reference to this A node or not. If not, we'll create one node and make this reference to this A. So that is what we are doing. We are checking whether this next contains the particular node. If not, what we'll do, we will create a new node and we'll put it inside this roots reference. Okay, and we'll move this root pointer to this node, to this particular node. Okay, now when we get this AX, we'll check from the root, do we have A? Yes, we have X. No, we have to create one, so we'll create one X. Then we'll take this array, we'll create A, which is there, X, which is there. Now we will want Y, so we'll create Y. Similarly, we will go on and create all these structure, and each of this node will contain these three values, as you can see here. Okay, so this is how you can create these structures. And this is it. This is a small part. This is easy code, you can understand this. And hence this structure will be created. Now once the structure is created, we will remove, or we'll first search for the duplicates and then remove those duplicates. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. All these codes, I'll share the link to this code in the description. You can go ahead and check that code. So let's see how we will calculate the duplicates that are duplicate structure that are present. So let me tell you first here, and then we'll see the code. So we'll start from the node. We will check, okay, what are the references it is making? Okay, A and B. Okay, let's move to A first. So it has moved to A. It will check, okay, what are the references it is moving? X, Z. Okay, let's move to X. It is reference to Y, then move to Y. See, Y is not referring to anything. So the substructure that this will have will be an empty substructure. Okay. Now, once this is empty structure, it will return this empty substructure to this X. That is saying that I have an empty structure, I don't have anything. So this X will say, okay, no problem. It will take this empty substructure and this is pointing to Y. So what it will do is it will append this substructure that this Y has and append the Y to it. So what is the directed substructure for X now? It will be Y. Now this X will return its substructure, that is Y, to A, saying that, hey A, I have this substructure of Y only. So A will say, okay, no problem. A will say this, okay, why is the substructure you have? Let me get it from this as well. What is the substructure here as well? So it will move here. Z will say, okay, I have no substructure. It will return empty. Now here at A, what we'll do is we'll see, okay, X has only Y substructure. So this A, so X has written Y. Now this A will see, okay, what is the substructure that I have? So X has written Y. So A is pointing to X and X has written Y. So substructure from this you are getting is Y, X. This is for X. This X we have added because A is pointing to X and A is also pointing to Z. So substructure for this will again be here Z. So substructure that for A will be Y, X, Z. We'll see this in code. This will be more clear there. Similarly, we'll move to this next part. We'll come here, then again here, empty, here Y, here again we'll move. This will return empty, this will return Y, this will return empty, and this B, since since B is pointing to X and X is returning Y, so substructure from this part it will get is YX, and from here it is Z, so the substructure it will be YXZ. Okay, now if you can see here, we will be maintaining a map of elements where each substructure that we are getting, we will see whether that thing is duplicated or not, except this empty one, because this empty one we don't want. Empty one we don't have, because the constraint clearly says that we want to include only the subfolders which are non-empty. Okay, so we have this false, this is not repeated, this yxz is repeated, this y is repeated. Okay, so this is true. Now see the code. When we are at the root, we will create a string builder which will show the directory substructure for each node that particular root is pointing to. We will search its node as well. So for root, if you are searching for root, we'll go to A and search for A. Okay, it's like a recursive equation. Then suppose we have searched and we have moved to X. Now again X has some node, it is moved to Y. When we have come to Y at the end, Y doesn't have anything to point to. So this for loop won't be executed. It will simply return root or directory structure is equals to sb.toString. This will be an empty string attached to this root.directory structure. That is, this y.directory structure will be an empty string. And this empty string, which in turn will be returned. Now, this empty string has been returned. Now we are at this particular point. Here, we have returned empty string. And now we will check whether this length is greater than 0. No. We will say duplicates, put that substructure, that is empty string, as false, that we have done here. And now we will append this substructure plus the node value to this SB. So this X already has SB, string builder, and then we will append this substructure with an empty string plus the node value, that is Y. Currently for X, which node we are working in? Y. So that Y will add to substructure that Y has returned, that is empty, and that will be Y. And then the loop will exit because we have only one Y, and then that will be stored in this data structure, that is Y. Similarly, you have, like, it will move up and the same thing will happen here as well. Here the substructure that X will return will be Y. So Y will be returned, and then it will check, okay, length is greater than 0. Yes, but this map doesn't contain this Y initially. When we are moving this map doesn't contain Y. So what we'll do is we'll put Y as false. So we have empty as false. Now we have put Y as false, and this SB, the string builder that this A has, we will put that string builder is equals to whatever substructure that was returned, that is X, Y, sorry, Y, and node value is X. So we'll be added. Now we'll move on and search for the second node, that is Z. Z will return empty. Z will return empty. Value greater than 0. No. False. Already there. Then sb dot append. What is the substructure? That is empty string return plus the node value Z that will be added to string builder. So here Z will be added, and now this is our what you can say, the substructure that this A has, and that we will store in this directory structure yxz, and we will return this here. So when we'll return it here, now let me erase some of the part here. Okay, now we are here inside the root node. The root node A has been passed. A has returned the substructure of y, x, z. Is its length greater than 0? Yes. It is there in the map? No, it is not there. So what we'll do, we'll put it there. So we'll put y, x, z is equals to false there. We will append the substructure plus the node value, that is A, and that we will store in this SB of S as Y, X, Z, A. And now we will move to the second node B. So the same thing will be repeated again. Empty will be returned Y. So when Y will be returned, so we will be here, Y will be returned, value is greater than 0. Now it will see whether the duplicate dot contains key, this substructure that is Y. So it does contain, the map already contain Y. So what it will do is it will put the value as true. So this value will be put as true, and then it will append that substructure to the node value, that is yx will be appended, and now it will move to z, and the same process that is happened here will be happening here. This will be returning xyz. XYZ will be returned when we are at root. For B, it will check length is greater than 0. Is it already present? Yes, it is present. So this value will be true. So this will be replaced by true. And then we will add this here as well. So it will be YXZB. So now you can see when after iterating over the tree, we have got what are all the values or what are all the subtrees that are repeated. The Y and YXZ. The Y and the yxz is the tree that has been repeated. So we have to remove these things. Now let's see how to remove this. See, when we are at this node, we will see, okay, what is this pointing to A? We'll go to A and check whether the directory structure that it has, say we had empty as false, y as true, y, x, z as true. So it will check, okay, this node has directory yx. Okay, is this present in the map of duplicates? Yes, value is true. Yes. So we will remove this connection. Now again, we'll move to B. We will check, okay, what is the directory structure XYZ? Is it present in the map of duplicates? Yes, it is present. So we will remove this connection as well. Let's see in the code. So we are at root. So at the root, we'll get this entry set. Entry set is like, see, this next is a hash map. So this A will be pointing to node A, B will be pointing to node B, and so we will check this val. This val is currently this particular pair. So we'll check whether the data structure of that node is null. Is not null, we will check in the duplicates whether the restriction is present or not. If it is present, that is true, we are getting the value. So we are getting the value. If it is true, we will put that value as null. Else we will if that particular substructure is not present, we will go inside that particular node and will repeat this process again. But here we have found null, we will remove this connection and this connection. Okay, now once we have removed this connection, let's see how we will get the answer. So for getting the answer, what we'll do, we will just iterate over this particular nodes that it is pointing to, and we'll collect all the values that we are getting in the path. Okay. For example, here we have no connection, so literally here we are returning nothing. But suppose if we have something like this, here and here. Suppose this is A, this is C, this is X, this is Y, this is suppose X, and this is Y. So, sorry, this is not keep it as W. So if you can see this Y and this Y is repeated, so this particular portion can be removed. This particular portion can be removed. So this connection is cut. Now whatever we are left, root A and see, this is what we are left with. So what we'll do is we'll see the node. We are initially at this node. For this particular node, we'll check what are all the points that this values is pointing to. So since we have removed this connection, it will return null, so that is of no use. We will see this one which is not null. Okay, the values which is not null, this null one we are not going to see. The value which is not null, we are going there. We are this res is a list of string, so in this we will add this value. So we will add a here. Now we, in the answer which is a list of list, we will add this result, you can see here. So a is added here like this. Okay, now once a is added here, we will again move to get answer to this particular node. We are currently for the time being we are at root. Now we'll move at a node. Now we'll see when we have moved at a node, we'll see what are all the nodes it is pointing to. So it is pointing to C. Now result is our, this is our res, this is our ans. Okay, so res we have again added this value, this C. So what it has become, a comma C, and that we have added to our answer. So now what it has become, a comma C. So that thing is done. Now for C we don't have anything, we will return. Now A has nothing, we will return, and then this answer and result will be the values that we are interested in. So this answer is the thing that we have to return. So this way we have like slash A and slash A slash C. So these two we have written. So this is how we are going to see the collect the answers. I think the video is completed. I don't have to post it in two parts. So what I can do is, like what you guys can do it, you can take some examples, do a dry run, and try to understand this part of the code. This is a hard problem, so it's a bit difficult to understand. So if you do this dry run for 1 or 2 times, you surely will understand this thing. And for this, let me try to submit this answer if I have at open. Wait, let me see if it is open on my side. Yeah. So this is the code. You can find the link to the code in the description. Let me submit it and see what happens. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, come on, come on. It's taking time. So yeah, see, this has been submitted, and you can go through the code once and through the video. If you don't understand some part of the video, just go through the video again. Try to understand it with some dry examples. And like I'm pretty sure that you will be you will understand this. Okay. Thank you. If you have liked this video, just like it, share it, and comment on the video. It's gives me a huge motivation to build this kind of videos. Thank you.